Hello, brothers, sisters, and friends who are listening to Team FM. For those of you tuning in for the first time, this is the podcast where we talk together about personal finance, investing, career paths, and even life stories. The podcast is broadcast regularly every Saturday evening. In the previous episode, we talked about how the top 1% of the wealthy manage their assets, and as promised, after understanding how to manage wealth, in this episode I will explain why assets often accelerate once they reach a certain level, especially after the first billion VND. The earlier you start, the sooner your journey to reap the sweet fruits will be compared to others. And that is the difference between those who receive proper financial education versus those who simply work for wages like most of the rest of the world. Have you ever heard the phrase, money makes money, the rich get richer, the more money you have, the more money you can make? In this video, I want to take you deeper to explain why such phrases exist, and why your net worth surges at the billion VND much, and give you advice on what to do to surpass that number and what you should focus on instead. Let's start with the reason. Why does your net worth surge at the billion VND mark? Many people believe that reaching a certain threshold suddenly grants you exclusive access to better opportunities, and these opportunities mean better investments along with higher returns, and that's why the rich get richer. In reality, there are two other important factors at play that explain why your net worth surges at the billion VND mark, and both are not related to the type of investment you can access. The first of these factors is the scale of capital. First, let's look at investments of different sizes, all earning the same 10% return. Suppose you invest 10 million VND with an annual return of 10 pang. After 1 year, your investment grows to 11 million, which is a profit of 1 million VND. If you invest 100 million VND with the same annual return of 10%, your investment will grow by 10 million VND after 1 year. The same return rate, still 10%, just a larger absolute number. So your profit is 10 million VND. And then an investment of 1 billion VND with the same 10% annual return will grow, bringing you a profit of 100 million VND. The investment, the risk, the time are the same in all three cases, but the profits are vastly different. Expanding the scale of your capital allows for higher profits on a larger sum of money. And as you scale your investments, the absolute returns grow proportionally. This ultimately means you grow your wealth at a faster rate. The second thing that people overlook is what they call the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. Compound interest, simply put, is the interest you earn on your investment. So with compound interests, you not only earn money from your original principal or balance, but you also earn money from the interest that your initial investment has already generated. If I want to explain this without using numbers, so let's just say you save 100 million VND each year with an average annual return of 10%. After 7 years, you will reach a net worth of 1 billion VND, then quite a long time. 7 years to reach the first milestone of 1 billion, but to reach the second milestone, another 1 billion. That time is significantly shortened. This time, you are earning 10% on a larger amount of money. You earn it from the first 1 billion you were saved, and you earn it from the interest that the initial 100 million has also accumulated. As a result, the time to reach the next 1 billion milestone shrinks to 4 years, almost half the time it took to reach the first 1 billion, and then to reach the next 1 billion milestone. It will take you just over 3 years. And you will notice that the time to earn each additional 1 billion gets shorter and shorter once you have money working for you, and then money earns returns on that money, and then returns on that money again. And eventually, once you reach $1 billion, earning another $1 billion just from interest will take you only a little over a year. The hardest and most time-consuming part is usually at the beginning, because compound interest has not yet worked for you. So you have to carry most of the heavy lifting yourself. And also why much financial content for those just starting out on their journey often revolves around opting every penny, cutting down expensive matcha bubble teas, not buying luxury clothes on Shopee. It mainly revolves around scarcity, because at this point every small financial win can feel very hard earned and seems not to make much difference. But those small wins, when combined, will lead you to your first $1 billion. Once you achieve that, every success thereafter will accumulate quite quickly, and the further you go in building wealth, the easier everything becomes. So remembering these two factors, capital scale and compound interest, what can you do to make sure you are not left behind if you haven't yet saved that first $100 million? The first thing is to extend the time you invest. Suppose you have a salary of 10 million VND per month and you invest 50% of that. That means you are investing 60 million VND each year. After 23 years, with an average return of 8%, you will have about 3,65 billion VND. But if you invest just 4 more years after that, only 4 more years, you will have over 5,24 billion VND. The real benefits come at the end of the journey, not the beginning. And so every day you don't invest, you are missing out on the opportunities of time and compound interest. AI is the most important thing you have on your side. So even if you don't tap 100 million VN, to start with, begin with whatever you have. With more time, your investments begin to earn more interest, and then that interest together with the principal will compound. Think of it like a marble rolling down a hill, accumulating snow, rolling faster, getting bigger, and the further it rolls down, the larger it becomes, and faster to the point of being unstoppable, with returns growing exponentially. By the way, if you are at the stage where you want your my savings to earn more but don't and know where to start, and you by watching this video thinking, yes, you beg me to invest and make the most of compound interest, but how? Second thing you can focus on is increasing the amount you can invest. That doesn't mean you need a large lump sum of 100 million VND to invest right away, but rather to think of ways to increase the amount you can contribute monthly. And note that at this point, I have not mentioned looking for higher return investment. In long-term investing, time is your greatest ally. Whoever starts early holds the advantage. To illustrate this, let me tell you an example. Imagine there are two friends, Nam and Hong. Nam is the one who started early. Right after graduation, at the age of 22, Nam decided to set aside 5 million VND each month, equivalent to 60 million a year, to invest. Nam chose a safe investment channel with an average annual return of about 10% and persisted for 28 years until he was 50. When Nam turned 50, his investment account had reached 5,72 billion VND. Just the 8% annual interest gave them 457 million per year, which is about 38 million VND per month, a passive cash flow enough to cover his whole family and expenses, with kids in university and ready to retire anytime, while the principal remained intact. And Nam has not even considered other sources. such as unemployment insurance, pension, social insurance, or other income streams he might have. Hong, on the other hand, is the one who started late through his 20s and early 30s. Hong was busy working, spending without paying attention to investing. Not until age 35, when his kids were about to start primary school, did Hong suddenly realize, Joe, I need to have a long-term financial plan. At this point, to make up for lost time, Hong had to push himself to invest 15 million each month, that is 180 million per year. He kept this habit for 15 years until age 50. The result was that Hùng had 4,89 billion VND. Sounds impressive, but with 8% annual interest you generate with only 32 million per month, 6 million less per month than Nam, even though Hùng had to switch 3 times the cash each month compared to Nam. Nam invested 5 million màu from age 22, after 28 years, had 5,72 billion, with 38 million mong cash flow. Hùng invested 15 million mong from age 35, after 15 years, had 4,89 billion, with 32 million mong cash flow. At the same age of 50, Nam was more relaxed, had more principle, higher passive income, and most importantly, Nam never felt he had to strain himself. Just 9 million more fun, equivalent to a few cups of coffee or a few dinners out. This story shows one thing very clearly. Starting early matters more than how much you put in. Compound interest this time to unleash its power. If you are 20 or 25, Lantic think I have too little money. Why invest? If you are 30 or 35, then start today, because the later you delay, the higher the price you will pay. If you are 25 or 30, which way will you choose? Start early with a small amount, or wait until you have a lot to begin. Here I have a question for you. Do you want to be Nam or Hong? And who are you right now? I have seen many people obsess over what they invest in, trying to gain an extra 1% or 2% each year on their investments, opting for the best fund, the best strategy, the best platform. Yes, surely that makes a difference, but what really drives results is simply increasing the amount you can invest. They illustrate this. If you invest 2 million VND per month for 30 years at 10% return, you will get just under 4 billion VND. But if you earn just 2% more each year from your investments, you will get just under 6 billion. That's a huge difference. But what if, instead of focusing on the stock market and trying to optimize for the best return, which honestly is mostly beyond your control, you focus on increasing the money you can earn each day and see the stock market merely as a way to multiply your wealth rather than just a place to park what you earn in daily life? You cannot control the real estate market or the stock market, but you absolutely can control the quality of your work each day and find ways to increase your salary through negotiating annual raises or switching to another job with better pay. Hibben called investing with partners or earning extra income through a side business. Although there are many rules for building wealth, the path is different for each person. My personal way of doing this is to focus on earning more from what I do every day, truly excel in that field, while also investing a small amount monthly into the stock market. That way, when you have more money and are ready to invest a large sum or big amounts you want, by starting from zero, and you will already be ahead. If you like this video, remember to leave a comment below and click the subscribe button. Next time, I will talk about where to keep your emergency fund or safety fund, how to keep it safe while still making it effective. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.